Okay, now let's go back to Power Query. So under Power Query, this is where we start our proper transformation. So the first thing we do is to scroll to this end, or we can actually use this particular, go to column. And where we want to go right now is performance. So we're going to go to where we have performance rating. I'm going to click on that. And now it takes me here. So I'm going to open this performance rating right here and see what we have. So we have 3 and we have 4. So you need to ask the business or the company, your borrowers, your clients, what does 3 stands for and what does 4 stands for? Now in this case, 3 stands for high performance and 4 stands for low performance. So how do you do this? So you want to make sure it makes a lot of sense, right? So I'm going to come here right now. So I will just go to where it says add column. So under add column, we're going to go to this particular conditional column right here. So we're about to add a new column to our table. So I'm going to click on it. And that gives us this. So we're going to type here the name of the column we're about to create. So that is going to be performance status here. So under this particular part, when you click on it, what you have is all the columns available in your table, in your HR table. So when you locate to where you have performance rating here and you pick it. So there are different operators to evaluate what you really want. So if I open it up right now, you see equal, does not equal, greater than. So, and all of that down to is less than or equal to right here. So what we want to use right now is this one that says equals. So if it is equal to 3, that means it's actually going to be high rating. So we're going to just type high right here. And if the rating is actually not 3, so else we just need it to give us low. So I'm going to put low right here. So which means if it checks and this 3 is not actually the case, or we have 4 or something beyond 4, is going to give us low. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. So here, this particular part here, what it does is this. You can actually use this to move down or move up, specifically when you create lots of this right here. So we're going to create lots of this. Then we'll particularize what I've just said right now. So the next thing you do is to click on OK. And that adds up this for you. Quickly, what you need to do is for you to give it the right data type. So I'm going to come here and choose this particular text here. So it gives us the right data type. So the next one we're going to do right now is the one that we have right here called age bucket. So going to age bucket here, if I just scroll to this end, so you can see how I'm struggling to see where my age is about. So you can just go to that particular part, which is this particular part here, and just go to column and we'll go to each column. So first of all, what we need to understand before we start to create this is for we to see what is the start now, the lowest number, and what is the highest number. So we can see the lowest number is 18 and the highest number here is actually 60. So we want to create this with the interval of, or we just want to create this with the interval of 10. So let's see how that can be done. So the same thing we've done previously is what we're going to do. Go to add column, go to conditional column here. And from there, we're going to actually have to type in here age bucket. So age bucket. So we come here and go to that particular age. So this time around, we're not going to use equals. So we're going to say if it is less than or equal to, if this particular age is less than or equal to, 25 here. So we're going to say this category of employees is actually, 18 to 25. You get it? So we now add on that clause and come right here. And we choose the same age. So we're going to still use the same if it is less than. This time around, we're going to use 35. I told you interval of 10. So it's going to be 35 right here. And we come right here. It's going to be 26 I'm going to explain this to you. 26 to what? To 35. So let me show you what is going on right here. So this one here now is going to start from 18 and stop at 25. So once it stops at 25, the next one is going to start from 26 and stop at 35. And we still have more because I said we have up to 60. The minimum is 18 and the max number is 60. And we need to evaluate another one again. So we choose the same age and we come here and just make sure we use this less than or equal to. And this time around is going to be 45. So, and here, remember we stop at 35. So now it's going to be 36 to 45. 36 to 45. So you get that. So we need to actually add again. And this time around, we're going to go to the same age. We choose the same operator. And now here is going to be 55. So people under the age of 55 is going to be 46 to 55, 46 to 55. So now we are almost done from here. So whatever is not actually in those particular categories right here, so it's going to fall under this particular else, and it will be 56. 56 plus. So 56 plus, I'm going to use this particular plus right here. So in case you don't have, this intelligence I have right on my own right now, so you can always use the normal plus like this. So either of it will definitely work for you. So can you see what I've just gotten? So I told you about something like this here, that you can move this up. So once you've done that, can you see now it has gone up? So you can move it down again, and you can actually delete using this particular part right here to delete. And you have this output right here. So do you want to actually select something from under column to be used here? There are some situations when you have to do something like that, so you would definitely do. But in this situation, we don't have to. This is what we have to do, and we have just done just that. So I'm going to click on OK right here. Let's see what happens. So it gives us this, and we have to quickly turn this into a text because it's not more numbers. Even though if what is sitting in the column is number, remember we have a delimiter of dash, so which means it's no more a number. Even though if we decide to turn this into a whole number right now, there is no way it can be evaluated into a whole number. It's going to give us an error. So for that, we're going to leave it this way with just a text, and that is all we have to do. Okay, take for example, something happened along the line and you feel like you want to make an adjustment. What do? You can see this particular gear icon we have right here. So once you click on it, it's going to take you back to this particular conditional column we've just inserted, and you can make any changes to whatever you want to make any changes to right here, and come back and click on OK, and that is all you have to do. So we still have this one, which is the job satisfaction. So let us go to job satisfaction and see what we have right there. I want to go to job satisfaction. So it will be very easy for me to navigate through job satisfaction here and just the column. So here we go. Under job satisfaction, we have, I'm going to load more. So we have the minimum to be 1 and the maximum to be, 4. So I told you, you have to speak to the owner of the data, your clients, your browser, whoever owns the data. If it's your data, you can make your decision to see how you want to transform those numbers you have right here. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is to make sure I turn this particular one into very satisfied, satisfied, dissatisfied, and the last one is very dissatisfied. I guess you know what it is that I'm talking about. So I'm going to just cancel and go to add column. This time around, conditional column. So the reason why I'm having insert step right now is because we are on the previous one. Just take it off and click on the last one for you to make a continuation of a new step beneath this one. So go to condition, now column. So now that is done for you without any other question. So job satisfaction status. That is it. So now we come here and actually go to the column called job satisfaction. Here it is. And now we're going to use the equal to. So if it is equal to 1 right now, So it's going to be very satisfied. So now if it is equal to 2, so go ahead and choose the same column, job satisfaction equals to 2. So it's going to be satisfied, just satisfied. So if it is equal to 3 right now, so you select the column, don't always forget this, it's very, very important. So if it is equal to 3, it is going to be dissatisfied. So if it's 4, so you don't have to actually specify the 4th one. So else is going to be very dissatisfied. So make sure you check your spellings. So very dissatisfied, that is it. So very dissatisfied. So check your spellings and make sure it's correct. And all we do now is just to click on OK. And we've just added another one. So always make sure you do this by clicking on text. That is okay. So we still have, 2 more of it. And the next one is going to be distance status. So let us just go to that column called distance and see what is going on right on that particular column. So we're going to go right here and go to column. And now we look for distance. Among those ones here, we check distance to work. So here we have it. We have distance from home, which means distance from home to work. So I'm going to click on OK. It takes us down to the column. So what we have right here is we have, I'm going to load more. So we have the minimum to be 1 and it stopped at 29. So we are going to categorize this into nearby, far, and very far. And how do we do that? Let's see. So I told you speak to the end of the data to see how this could be categorized. So anybody that fall under 1 to 10, I want to make sure they are people who are very nearby to the workplace. Okay, aside that right now, from 11, that is if nobody falls between, so it's going to be from 11 now to 20, those people are going to be far from the organization or from the workplace. And anybody that doesn't fall under those 2 categories will be very far from the workplace. So now we've just, said what we want. How do we put this in action? So it's for we to go to add column and conditional column right now. So once we just click on conditional column, the next thing we do is just to change this one to distance status. So distance status. And what we do is just to go to distance from home to work. So now it's going to be equals to what? If it is equal to 10, so we use less than or equal to. So if it is less than or equal to 10, so 10 here. So we want to actually categorize those people to live very nearby the workplace. And we add on that clause and we choose the same distance. Again, we go gradually. So we have this distance from home to work is less than or equal to 20 now. So 20, so it's going to be far. And whatever doesn't fall under this range here, so it's going to be very, very far. And that is all we need to do. We close this and here we go. We have this, so we can always just make sure we change this to the right data format. And we come here and open this place up to see. So we have far, very nearby and very far, and that is okay. So this is a filter we added when we close that. And the next one is going to be, this is the last one we're going to add, which is working year. Do we have attrition because of, this working year of a thing? So we are going to go into this particular part here. So we don't have to go to the column again. So already I've shown you why I'm creating this, and you have known, or you've gotten to know the knowledge already, how to handle such numbers. So right here, I'm going to say working year group. So working year group. So we just want to go here into the working year. So we want to group the people that are working in our organization together. So we just go to working year, total work year. Here is it, total work year. And it's going to be where it is less than or equal to. Now, people who had spent from the current year is going to evaluate to 0, from 0 to 10 years. So those people are going to be people from between. We're going to just categorize them between. So use BWT or BTW as between. So you give a space and say from 0 to what? To 10. So those are people that actually started to work between now and 10 years, between 10 years ago up till now. And we add on that clause again, and we just go ahead and pick the same thing. So we pick the same total working year, and we're going to say where it is less than or equal to, this time around, we're going to use 20 for it. So we're going to use 20. So that 20 now is going to be BTW, and it's going to be from 11 to 20. And the next one is going to be choosing the same column again. That is going to be total work years in the organization. So we want to say the attrition on that level. And what we're going to do right now is going to be, this one is going to be people that had spent from 21 to 30. So it's going to be BTW. So you give a space, so it's going to be 21 so to 30. And whoever is not in this category, so it's going to be people that have spent over 30 years with us. That is going to be 30 years plus. So we just want to go ahead and use this plus. So remember, if you use this particular plus here, it's not going to appear. So don't use that. So you can use normal plus in case you want to do that. So I don't want to give space. I just want to make sure it's very closed. So this is all we need to do for this particular transformation. So I can go ahead and click on OK right now. And that is all we have to do. So coming here, I can go to text, and I will just make sure I convert this into a text. So remember, we spent a lot of time right here. It's very, very important. So this is all we need to do when we talk about the transformation of a thing. And we are just done with this transformation. We are about to add this into the Excel worksheet. So go to home and just click on this right now. And look at what happens. It's loading something new into this. Oh, goodness. Okay. So once we just, okay, we have to step up from here. And we go here. So we see everything we've just added. Those are the new columns we've added. And those columns are not actually present in this particular data source we have right here. So this one is very important. You have to keep it. You don't have to delete it. Whatever changes you make to this particular part of the data would reflect onto this when you refresh the query from here. So right now I'm going to go to edit. And now whatever you do to that particular data would reflect onto this when you come right here, go to home, and you see where it says refresh data. So here is your refresh data. You can refresh preview. You can refresh all, specifically when you have different types of tables right here. So I hope you get that. So just make sure you keep your source data in this particular, sheet right here. Do not truncate it. It's very, very important. So now this is all you need to do to make a transformation. And from here, we are going straight up to analysis. So now we are going to create a new worksheet called analysis. And we create another one called dashboard. So that is all.